Hello, hello, hello. We are live. We are live. We are live. Hello, everyone. All right. Hope everyone's doing okay. Let's see. Let's try to view ourselves on Facebook. Okay. There we go. Hope everyone's doing okay. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Share, share, share so we can have a conversation today. Today is not a regular podcast. Well, we'll have our regular podcast later, but this is just a conversation we're having. So, this past week was Nurse Practitioner Week, and I thought to round up the week to speak to our healthcare heroes out there. If you're a healthcare hero, you don't necessarily have to be a nurse practitioner. You can be a registered nurse, a licensed vocational nurse, LVN or LPN, depending on where you're practicing. You could be a certified nursing assistant. You could be a medical assistant. You could be a pharmacist. You could be a nurse anesthetist. Anybody in the healthcare field, you're a healthcare hero. The only thing missing is the cape. The cape to make you Superman, Superwoman, Wonder Woman, Spider Man. I don't think he wears a cape, but you know what I mean. Superheroes out there. So we do have them in the healthcare setting as healthcare professionals or providers or anybody who is in the healthcare setting. You do certain things that people don't realize how important those things are. They are, the little things that you do. I remember joking with patients saying that you depends on what what setting you're in. You could be the janitor, you can be the maid, the waitress, the waiter, and do all these different roles, housekeeping, name it. We were a cook. Sometimes you have to go make a special meal for your patient, and all these things count as being a hero. They're little subtle gestures that we do for our patients to cater to them. We don't realize how important those things are, but they are very important because they make just that little gesture that you do for someone makes their day, makes or breaks their day, because there's some people you can turn them off by just not smiling at them. Just a little smile that you give someone makes a difference to them because maybe they just needed that, or maybe you just saved them from making that decision of whether they want to take their life or not. You never know when you go into someone's home. For those who do home health, you go into someone's home, you don't know what's going through their mind because patients don't always share with you what they are thinking of doing. So I really wanted to celebrate the healthcare workers, especially on the nurse practitioners, since this is ending. Your week ended yesterday, went from Monday through Saturday, but I wanted to come on here on Sunday and just have a little conversation. It's not going to be a long live here, but just to celebrate you for what you do and the services that you provide in every single healthcare setting that you find yourself in, just to celebrate you because it's a big deal. But the question I have is, while you're out saving people, healthcare heroes, you're out there doing the best work you can do. Have you had a wealth care checkup? Because we tell our patients every day that they need to do a health care checkup, do a health check. We do our annual screenings. We do 6 month screenings, depending on what it is, 3 months, monthly. We do all these screenings and we talk about it as healthcare providers. We encourage our patients to make sure that they're staying on top of checking their labs, reconciling their medications, refilling their meds, taking their meds, making sure that they're taking their meds, doing their different therapies that they need to do. But also have to remember that there's another checkup we need to do. As a health and wealth care professional, I'm always going to go to these two worlds because they kind of combine each other at some point. Because, like I've said in the past, you need to be healthy enough to get up every day and go grind to build wealth. But also, if you have the wealth, if you don't have you don't have the good health to get up and do that, you can't do it. You can't grind. You don't have the energy. You don't have the strength, the motivation to get up every day and go grind. At the same time, if you don't have the wealth or you don't have the funds, if you get sick, if your health is not good, you can't turn around and go take care of your health. Because there are people out here who have to make a decision on whether they are going to buy a blood pressure medication, a diabetic medication, a cholesterol medication, a heart medication, medication for their eyes, their ears, whatever it is, an antibiotic. They have to make a decision if they want to pay for that medication or pay for a bill or pay a bill or put food on the table. No one should have to make a decision between those three things. Nobody should have to decide if they can leave the lights on in their house, pay for a bill, pay their rent, pay their mortgage, and choose between that, or if they should be food on the table or buy their medication. Nobody should have to make those decisions. It's tough. That's why you see me pausing, because sometimes we can't imagine what other people go through, but people do go through these things. And these are things that we have to talk about in our communities to make sure that everybody is in a comfortable position where they don't have to make that decision. And it's just a matter of changing a few things here and there. That's where the wealth care checkup comes in. That's where that side of, the other side of me, if I could draw a picture of me, half of me would be the medical professional and the half of me would be, you know, the wealth care professional. And the reason is because those two things are very important. We have to find a way to create a balance between them. So if you're a healthcare professional out there, you're grinding every day, going out working those 12 hours, 8 hours, 16 hours. Also think about your wealth. Are you putting aside something for an emergency fund? Are you making sure that you have 6 months of your income saved for an emergency fund? If something were to happen to you today, to separate your skills from your income, do you have what is going to protect that income for you? Do you have that? If you don't, you need to do a checkup. Do a wealth care checkup. And that just takes a sitting down and doing a personal financial review to see what your debt is, see what your income is, see what you're paying for your rent, your mortgage, and what other expenses do you have out there. Do you have educational expenses? Do you have just, discretionary against non-discretionary expenses? You have to look at all those things. And these are just a few things that you move around here and there, because there are a lot of things that we spend money on that we should not be spending money on, that we can move aside and actually be more intentional about our wealth building. The wealth building is a process that we need to start thinking about earlier, not waiting till we're in our 40s, not waiting till we're in our 50s. We have to start thinking about it. I know the young people, that's not their priority. When you're in your 20s, that's the last thing you're thinking about, building wealth. When you hear that topic, it sounds so strange. It sounds so old for old people, but we have to start thinking about that. So I just wanted this quick live here. I'm not gonna stay too long on here. Just to just so we start thinking about these things. You know, we hear it every day, but a quick reminder doesn't hurt. And a week like this, when we're celebrating healthcare heroes, it's important to jerk people's chain a little bit. Just jerk it a little bit to remind us that while we're out there saving other people, we need to make sure that we put the mask on first before, we go out and try to put the mask on someone else. They tell us that on the plane every day. So, how is your wealth? How is your wealth building process? Are you intentional? Are you even thinking about it? Is it even on your radar? So, if it's not, let's have a conversation. It doesn't have to be me, it can be any other professional that you know. But if you're hearing my voice and you feel like you can have a conversation, let's sit down and do that one on one personal financial review, your PFR. Sit down and do that and get you in a better place so that next month we're not having this conversation and you're still in the same spot. Next 2 months, next 3 months, next 6 months, a year from now, we're not regretting that we should have sat down and made that decision about what to do or what to change. So, again, happy Nurse Practitioner Week for the nurse practitioners. But then again, thank you to all the healthcare heroes out there in whatever setting you're in. Keep doing what you're doing. Your job is important. What you do is important. But also think about what you're doing for yourself that is sustainable, something that you can turn around and look at and see that there's some substance or something you've set aside for yourself, or you've made a better plan for yourself, without just wasting resources, without just wasting the income that you're earning, and not setting something aside for, for a rainy day. All right. So, like I said, we won't drag it out, we won't make it long. It was just a quick live here, just to kind of test the mic on Facebook Live, which I haven't really done, but wanted to try it out and see how it works. And here we are. We'll keep on in this space, doing what we can and changing lives and changing people's mindsets one day at a time. So until next time, I will talk to you. I'll see you soon on the podcast at 6 p.m. Central. So tune in. Bye.